Hey everyone, this is Verdalt here, and today we're finally back. Capture card been crashing a lot. We have a very powerful battle against Sophie or the Cincinnati Sylveons from the LBA. Now we're both standing at 7 victories and 1 loss, I think. Yeah, 7 victories, 1 loss. She's the first in the division because she has more kills than I do, and I just lost my first match in the previous episode. If you saw, in this LBA I had a very long streak, but my friend ended that streak for me. So even though this is against the first in the entire league right now, but I really don't plan to lose whatsoever. So she leads off with, she brings Galvantula, which is, I really don't know why she brought that, because my fastest attacker are Gengar and Latias, which both immune to sticky webs. I go for Earthquake. Honestly, I didn't predict Galvantula lead, I predicted another lead, but I decided to go for Earthquake. I figured since Galvantula faster than Garchomp, she would pack HP Ice in the preparation, and so I decided to switch out, go into my Vice City, and then I realized why she set up the webs, because even though this thing has speed boost, I would be forced to protect every time I bring it in, and it's the fastest member on my team. So she goes for HP Ice as I predicted, and she gets a crit, but like I said, we don't plan to lose. I go for Protect just because I didn't reveal my set yet, so it could be Baton Pass, it could be offensive. If she switches out as I set up, this could literally be a sweep against her. Or if I am a hazard setup, or no idea. But I'm offensive as I reveal with my Life Orb, because this thing beats Scarf Gardevoir every time if I go for Protect and then Poison Jab. Then she goes for Pinsir, and I know Quick Attack might be incoming. I can definitely go into Skarmory and wall this thing to death. Go into Skarmory, as she actually makes the double, very fantastic double on her part, goes into her Heatran, and I really don't mind that because I can go into Latias. And here's the thing, guys, I know Gardevoir is the perfect switch into Latias, so what I packed here is T-Wave, but unfortunately she goes for Taunt, and this Taunt is so important because my only answer for her Gardevoir was T-Wave Latias, since she will bring it confidently on the switch, knowing that she can take a Dragon Pulse and a Psyshock. But that taunt just got me so hard, and I really can't T-Wave her, so I'm forced to go for T-Bolt to pop the balloon for Heatran. I do have Earthquake for Heatran, so I think she also predicts the Earthquake. It's utterly obvious since she has Heatran. Heatran kind of walls me. So she goes into this thing, I go for T-Bolt. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything. So at this point, I go into my Aromatisse, and she goes for... If you don't know what that means, guys, never mind. It is just, she goes for Moonblast, and this Moonblast, I can obviously take 4 of those with leftovers. So I decide to make the double because it's so obvious that she should go into Heatran. I go into Latias, but check this season. No, you guys, you don't understand how important Latias is. Latias can take a +2 quick attack from Pinsir. Latias can T-Wave this thing. Latias can Earthquake Heatran. Latias can T-Bolt Slowbro, which she didn't bring. I over-prepared for Slowbro, but she did not bring that. So I decided to go into Skarmory, and I figured that if I don't defog, I have nothing that can kill this thing. Absolutely nothing. Even Aqua Jet doesn't kill from this range. So I decided to go for defog, and unfortunately my Skarmory loses a lot. That was kind of a misplay. I'm not sure. I should have let my Latias die. So go for defog, and I decided to switch out, go into Latias. So this complete U-turn was honestly unnecessary and a horrible misplay on my part. So Latias does go down as I try to preserve it in a very horrible fashion. And then I go into... Now, you have to understand that Skarmory is in a very low range, and it's all due to my misplay, but I'm not going to be scared and not predict. I'm going to predict again. She's Scarf Gardevoir, obviously, and she outspeeds, and I decided to go for Mega Horn. I'm not going to protect, and unfortunately I missed the Mega Horn, which would have done around 35% to dispenser, since I'm Life Orb and whatnot. But without my Skarmory, or with my Skarmory at such a low range because of my horrible misplay, if this thing Sword Dances, it's over. GG. She can kill Garchomp, she can kill everything. So I decided to stay in an attack, but she goes for Quick Attack, which is a horrible loss, but I was concerned about preventing the sweep. So I go into my Parthenax, go for Rock Slide. She saw the Life Orb already, and she has a Fortress, so she predicted me to go for Fire Blast, as Fire Blast would hit both Pinsir and Fortress. So she goes into her Heatran, but I do have Rock Slide for the Pinsir, and Rock Slide does awesome damage to this thing, as Earthquake will hit it right now without the balloon. Now, really thinking about it, guys, that was a horrible misplay, switching Skarmory in and taking 2 Moonblast as I defog and then switching it out. But I needed to defog and then go. I don't want to stay with my Skarmory after sacking Latias because then I have no safe switch in. I might have to let Skarmory die. So go for Earthquake as she goes into her Shoemaker, which takes a good amount of damage. I figured to myself, okay, maybe I can kill it with an Earthquake, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. I want to roost with this thing. I have to roost, or Pinsir would just destroy me. So she goes for counter. Turns out she has counter. I think Earthquake would have killed anyways, and I did have Flamethrower actually. But I go for Roost, and luckily because Roost removes your flying type, Volt Switch right now is going to be neutral, so it's not going to do anything, especially since Fortress has bad special attack. So I do Roost, get back to a safe amount where I can take a return, but I really can't take +2 close combat. I can take a +1 close combat, that's about it. So if I can take a close combat, but I can't take a +2, so if she showed distance, I'm gone. So going to my Aromatisse as she goes for HP, and I was like, okay, is this HP? If this is HP Poison, I'm gonna throw out my 3DS, but turns out it's HP Electric, which is a good hidden power since it hits both my walls, Tentacruel and Skarmory. I didn't bring Tentacruel because I thought it wouldn't be super useful. But HP Electric doesn't do much. I decided to go for Wish because I honestly predicted her to switch. If I knew she was gonna stay in, I would have just Moonblasted this thing to put it in Aqua Jet range. But I do go for Wish, and obviously I can beat her. I can beat this Greninja. I drafted Aromatisse just for the Greninja since Greninja in our league is legal, but it does not have the Auras moveset, so no Gunk Shot luckily. So she goes into her Larry, which is the Mega Pinsir, and like I said again, if this thing sets up, I'm fucked. So I have to Moonblast, I can't switch out, which is incredibly sucky, and I figured maybe I can take a return, maybe, but there's no way I can take a relate boosted return from this monster. As I lose my Aromatisse, and then I go into my Dovahkiin because I can obviously wall this thing with and just Brave Bird and kill it. But I decide to Roost because if she decides to SD, I'll be at full health. If she decides to close combat, she will lose some of her health. Some of her health. Oh my god, I'm used to battling guys only. So I do go for Roost, and then I get back to my full health. As unfortunately, I figured she would have Lava Plume. Lava Plume is a win-win situation for her. If she can take my Skarmory back to Sturdy and burn it, and she can burn Garchomp with the switch. This is why I switched in Garchomp. I was risking the Lava Plume burn, but if I knew she didn't even have Lava Plume, there's no way I'd switch in Garchomp because the switch was too obvious. But I thought she was gonna go for Lava Plume since it's a win-win situation. But she has Fire Blast, so right now I only have 2 Pokemon left, but there's hope. There's small, tiny hope. I go into Skarmory, set up Stealth Rocks because Stealth Rocks puts puts Gardevoir in range of Aqua Jet, and puts puts Pinsir semi in range. But I preserve my Skarmory because if I switch Skarmory into a return, I do have the Rocky Helmet. It will lose its health and put it back into Aqua Jet range again. So everything will be in Aqua Jet range. She goes for Fire Blast and she gets the burn. I was like, no, my only chance of comeback, come on, because obviously I could have killed the Fortress, I could have killed the Heatran, I could have killed the Pinsir, I could have killed, but unfortunately I do get the burn. Now, with all honesty guys, this Fire Blast burn didn't really matter because she did have Greninja in the back, and Greninja just takes the Aqua Jet since it's Water type and it's such a good amount of health. And honestly, Quick Attack from if she preserved Pinsir until the end, Quick Attack just kills me with my Life Orb damage. And now here's the suckiest part, guys. Unfortunately, even though I do lose, she has, what do you call it? Yeah, her Pinsir does not even have Sword Dance. So I lost 2 of my most important members that could potentially make an entire comeback just because I predicted Sword Dance on her Pinsir, which was I don't regret that misplay. The only misplay I regret is just throwing in Latias, predicting a double. That was way too risky. And this will be end of the game, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. We do take another loss, which really sucks in this LBA, but I can't even be mad. Sophie played really well, and I got outplanned, even though, with all honesty, I think I have team advantage since Gardevoir since Mega Latias just destroys her entire team. I can literally take any hit from Greninja, I can take Ice Beam, I have insane special defense, I can take any hit from Heatran, I can take any hit from Pinsir, I can take any hit from everything, but unfortunately I lost. Now, one of the things that also sucked is that I over-prepared for her Slowbro. I had Adamant Life Orb Garchomp with Crunch for Slowbro. I had Live Orb, Mega Horn. I would have put X-Scissor, but I put Mega Horn for Slowbro. And then I had Knockoff Crawdont for Slowbro. And then I wanted to bring my bulky Mega Latias that sets up Calm Minds, but I decided to bring the other one because I figured to myself, if I'm bulky, maybe Mega Slowbro can stall me out, even though I can still Calm Mind, but I don't know, maybe T-Wave or something. So I decided to bring Offensive Latias, which also wrecked me. So unfortunately, with this misplay, we still plan to make a comeback. We're still one of the best teams in this division in terms of ranking. We have 7 wins and 2 losses compared to other teams that have like more losses than wins as well. So we're still in the playoffs. We're ranked 3 in the entire division, but we still want to make a comeback. We still want to correct the problem. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you later.